Being seen as trustworthy is an integral part of Gravitas. Nobody is going to give weight to your opinions if they don't trust you. So in this video, I want to look at what I think is the most valuable model for understanding trustworthiness in the world of work. It's the trust equation. The trust equation was developed by David Maister, Charles Green and Robert Galford, and you'll find it in their book, The Trusted Advisor. And for any professional who seeks to advise either clients or colleagues in any context, The Trusted Advisor is one of the most valuable books you can read. So if that's the direction your career is taking, I do recommend you take a look at it, and I put links down below. The trust equation is their expression of the 4 components that make up trustworthiness in the world of work. It's a simple equation, and it's not one to be taken too literally. But the principle of how the equation works, I think, accurately sums up how we perceive trustworthiness. So let's take a look at the trust equation. The trust equation says that trustworthiness is equal to the sum of credibility plus reliability plus intimacy, all divided by your self-orientation. So what does that mean? Well, firstly, it means that the more credible you are, the more reliable people see you as being, and the more intimate your relationship with a person, then the more they will perceive you as trustworthy. But it also says that if they perceive you as self-oriented, acting out of self-interest, then that will diminish your trustworthiness in their eyes. So let's take a look at these 4 components: credibility, reliability, intimacy, and self-orientation. Credibility literally means how believable you are. So this is all about your authority, your intellectual authority. It's based on your experience, your expertise, your knowledge. And it's such an important part, not just of trustworthiness, but of gravitas as a whole, that I'll be devoting another video to that. So do take a look at that video. Next, we have reliability. I can only trust you if I believe I can rely on you to do as you say. So reliability is all about keeping your promises. And in the world of work, that is so important. Coming from a professional services background as I do, I know that perceptions of your reliability, as they factor into your trustworthiness, are not just about the extent to which you will do what you say you will do. Because if you are working hard at delivering on your commitments, but the other person doesn't know that you're working hard, and they're seeing the clock tick away and the days pass without knowing what you're doing, then they may come to doubt your reliability, even though you're acting entirely reliably. So there's an important component to reliability, which is not just doing what you say you'll do, but also keeping people informed about what you're doing and your progress. Because remember, reliability in the trust equation isn't just about how reliable you are in an objective sense, it's about how people perceive your reliability. The third term is intimacy, and intimacy is all about the strength of your relationship with the person. The more they feel able to trust you with privileged information. At its simplest level, intimacy could be about someone who is prepared to trust you with the information you need to do your job and to work for them. But as intimacy increases, they may start to trust you with confidences about how they perceive the situation, about their aspirations, their hopes, their goals, and as intimacy increases further, with information about them, who they are, and how they perceive the world. The more you get to know someone, the more they start to believe that they can trust you with confidences, then the more intimate you become, and the more trustworthy you appear to them. But all of this credibility, reliability and intimacy are all undermined if someone believes you are acting purely out of self-interest. And self-orientation is the extent to which someone perceives that your actions are motivated by what's good for you rather than what's good for them. Consequently, if they think you're applying your credibility, your authority, your knowledge, your expertise to create the best outcomes for you, then they won't trust you. Likewise, if they believe that sharing information with you will lead to you storing that information away so that you can use it later, they won't trust you. An important part of intimacy is not sharing information. So anyone who gets a reputation as a gossip is going to undermine their own trustworthiness. Now, nobody expects in the world of work that you are purely selfless in all of your motives. But it's amazing how quickly a sense that you're in it only for yourself and what you can gain will undermine your trustworthiness. And therefore, I think that Maister, Green and Galford were absolutely right in showing a division rather than just, a subtraction, which they could have done. They could have said it's credibility plus reliability plus intimacy minus self-orientation. But they divided the whole thing, which means that as soon as self-orientation gets big, the whole trust is undermined. Now, it doesn't make sense to try and apply numbers to this. You can, and in the book, they do. But the really valuable way to use the trust equation is to think through your own behaviours and what you know and do in terms of those four components and how people will perceive you. Because building trustworthiness is all about becoming more credible, being seen as totally reliable, being able to build intimate relationships with the people around you, and being sure that what you do is motivated by the wider good and that you contain your own self-interest and act in the good of everyone. If you can build trustworthiness, that in itself will lead to a greater sense of gravitas. People will give your words more weight, they will listen to you, they will pay attention to you, and they will act on your recommendations. Please give us a thumbs up if you like this video. There's loads more great management courses content to come, so please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of it. I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video, and in the meantime, keep learning.